Are you a floater? Someone that just floats through life, flying by the seat of their pants, winging it. No plan, no strategy, while under the assumption that it's just all gonna work out. Is that you? If that's you, you are the bane of my existence. Are you one of those individuals that is working a job that you don't like, while at the same time having no goals, no ambitions, no plan or strategy to get to somewhere where you want to be? I see so many people like this. And to individuals that do not respect themselves enough to put themselves first and to actually create a plan for themselves. If you do not have the courage to create a plan for yourself, genuinely, fuck you. I am sick and tired of seeing so many people not loving themselves enough to really put some effort in creating a beautiful life. You know, and then they're at a dead-end job. They're at a low-tier job or low-paying job, or a job that's just good enough. And then they don't even have any gratitude for it. They're complaining about whatever bullshit that goes on, and they're tormented by this. You know, honestly, I'm quite jealous. And the reason why is because it baffles me how you guys stay alive. You know, having no goals, no ambitions, while suffering every day, punching in the clock. You know, having no hope for the future. Not seeding your mind with anything. If that was me, I would have killed myself by now. Just being completely honest. If I was working a job that was dead end, that was low tier, and I had no hope, and I had no plan, no strategy on how I'm going to get somewhere else, or even I just didn't even have like a spark that, you know, maybe I don't know how yet, but I'm going to figure it out. If I didn't have any of that, I wouldn't be alive right now. And this is because I really want to tell you, what I want to communicate in this video here is that life purpose is not optional. You want to be living a fully passionate life. Otherwise, you don't even want to live. Why create a reality where you do not enjoy every second of your existence, where you do not challenge yourself to love every part of reality? Self-love is about disciplining yourself to create the individual that can create value for others, and that can have momentum, where you discipline yourself enough where you actually can get somewhere else than where you are right now. Open your mind to this, right? There exists a set of insights that will get you from where you are to where you want to be. And on top of that, let's redefine what hope means. Because hope, you know, a lot of people could think that it's like aspiring to something, or like, you know, wishing, right? I feel like some people will conflate the word hope with buying a lottery ticket, where it's like, I'm going to buy a lottery ticket and, I hope I win so that I can get out of this life. When in reality, that's not hope. My definition of hope is expecting the best to come out of reality, while at the same time putting in actions every day, putting in the work every day to achieve it. So it's expecting the best result while actually doing the work to achieve it. Because in truth, if you're depressed and if you're lost in life, what's most important for you to understand is that all you need to do is to be on the path to start to feel better about yourself. You can, you don't need to get, all the goals accomplished. I have barely any of my goals accomplished. Yet at the same time, I feel so good about my life. And I feel a large amount of hope because I've created a momentum behind my goals. Number one, I've actually had the courage to set some goals. Not small goals, big ones. Because if I had achieved these big ones, then that will massively change my life into something that I can't even imagine. If you're currently not setting goals to something that is so big that you cannot even imagine how much it will change your life, if it's that goal is not that big, then I'm going to argue that your goals aren't big enough. And the thing is too, it's actually easier to set goals that are big rather than setting goals that are small. And it's actually easier to accomplish. Why is that? Well, think about it this way, right? Let's say you're really overweight, right? What's going to motivate you more? Losing 100 pounds or losing 5 pounds? Right? If let's say you're 100 pounds overweight, right? What's going to motivate you more? Of course, the bigger one with 100 pounds, because then your mind starts to open up. It's like, well, what would life even be like? How would I look? My body will look beautiful. I can probably attract more people into my life, to get a partner. I'll have more energy. I'll feel better about myself. My self-esteem will go higher. I'll be more accomplished. I'll feel more accomplished. I'll feel this, I'll feel that. Whereas 5-10 pounds, that's like a fluctuation in weight, between the time that you have food in your body and food when you don't have food in your body, right? Your weight fluctuates, 5 to 10 pounds a day, just in the weight of water and the food. Have the courage to really set some goals that, if you actually accomplished it, it would completely change your life. And I think a big reason too, I think there's 2 big reasons why most people don't set big goals. Reason number 1 is it's not even a thing that's in their matrix of knowledge. It's not even a possibility in their mind. That was one of the scariest realizations I had just a few years ago, when working with a lot of people in trades and whatnot. They didn't like where they were. And it never really dawned on me that these ideas, these self-improvement ideas that I take for granted, these don't exist for people, right? So even an idea of a life purpose, and even if it is a life purpose, so let's say they heard the idea of a life purpose, that idea was some sort of airy-fairy idea where it wasn't something actually to be taken seriously. It wasn't something that was actually seen as practical. And so as a result, they just discard it. When this is the most practical, the most serious endeavor to take on with your life. It's creating a life purpose. One sec. So maybe you were just taught that, you weren't taught how serious you have to be with life to even get a result. And if you don't believe me, just look around you. Look at the results that the people around you have. Have they acquired what they admired? Do they have really impressive goals accomplished? And then take that information and contrast it with how serious are they with their planning? How thorough are they with their strategizing with their life? And what do they do on a day-to-day basis? What you'll find is that people that are really highly accomplished, they don't distract themselves with going out to bars or playing video games or doing meaningless shit with friends. And they're disciplining themselves to work out every day, put as many hours they can into their business or into their projects. And they generally are very hard people to contact. They're very hard and the reason why is because they know that everybody around them will take their time away from them. They will take their vision away from them if they let people waste their time. And you need to understand that as well, is that not only is it likely that everyone else around you has this idea of life purpose and just floating through life, not only is that just a common idea that's accepted, because think about this, right? Just on a side note, if you don't, because we all have an assumption that it's just going to work out. It's like, well, if you're not going to drive your life, then people will drive your life for you. If you don't have a plan for your life, then people will have plans for you. And let me tell you, it's not going to be in your favor. Just trying to remember what I was going to say. But anyways, moving on. With people, right, not only is the idea invisible to you of the importance of life purpose, but actually it's going to be squished. This idea of life purpose is going to be squished by people around you. And it'll be squished for multiple reasons. They're not thinking it's a good idea because what the fuck do they know? And, what results do they fucking have? Them not thinking it's a good idea, but also them seeing, someone have more ambition than them, so they have to pull you down like crabs in a bucket. Or tall poppy syndrome, where they have to cut the tallest poppy, the highest performers. I've experienced that. How dare you fucking have goals better than mine? Because my goals are none. That kind of thing. You have to realize that this whole thing of life purpose and having a plan and a strategy to really make your life beautiful, this is like an ember that you hold on to. And you have to keep on holding on to it while you swim through a sea of shit that is trying to extinguish this ember that you're holding on to. And eventually when you can swim through this sea, you keep on swimming, keep on holding this passion for yourself. Out of respect for yourself. And from there, eventually one day you'll find a little island just so you can have some time to yourself, so you can get your head above the surface. And then you might have to go right back into that sea of shit. And then you might find a bigger island where you have even more time to work on it. Where you push everyone away in your life. Take all the toxic people in your life and cut them all out. Take all the people that are unmotivated and don't want anything. Limit your time with them and cut them out. Because one day and if you have the courage to do that, to keep the ember strong while you're in the sea of shit, and still keep the ember strong when you have a moment to yourself. When you create time for yourself, even create space in your mind for yourself, not letting all these people say whatever the fuck is the correct way in reality. You be the driver of how you live in reality. Eventually, you can have the opportunity to one day make this ember that you're holding onto into a small fire. And then eventually, a little small flame, eventually, you keep on honing it more and more, and you give more time to attend this fire more and more. One day you'll have a big bonfire of your burning passion for your life, and of your burning passion for what you came here to be. So with that, I want you to really think, if you're currently floating through life and you don't want to be, give yourself the courage to change it, because no one else will. No one's going to cheerlead you. No one's going to look out for you. Not only are people not going to support you with this, but people will probably actually squish you and put you down for having an ambition like this. So watch out. It might be useful just to keep it to yourself until you have other ambitious people. And with online communities now, these people, you can find them much more and more. But your immediate people that you interface with in reality, in real life, a lot of them are probably going to have to go. So with that, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.